Hi, Serena. Uh, if I get compost from Home Depot, any ideas how much sifting I would need to do to get the particular uh, Serena, buy the compost, put it into a compost tumbler, let it break down for at least 30 days in your yard. You can add things to that compost like water soluble calcium, um, different components that you can get from Home Depot, etc. Green sand, etc. They have, you know, I don't know if you guys sell much for Gaia Green in the U.S. I know we have it a lot up here. There's other ones that you can look for, and look for things like rock dust, green sand, these different components. Throw that in to your compost you bought, some alfalfa pellets, you know, um, blood meal, bone meal, front load a little bit. Then yeah, you can shake that out. You want the bigger components to be used as a mulch on top. Okay, you don't want it to be in the structure you're growing in, because it can cause issues in the long run. Um, a lot of the times, the difference between a potting mix and just a normal soil mix is the different components and size of particles they have in it. You can create a really good seed starting mix by using, what they would rate as something else. Okay, and there's videos online about this guy's taking, this particular mix of soil, and all you're doing is sieving it out or sifting it out to get the different size particles out, and all of a sudden it's a perfect mix for doing seed starts, or for your indoor plants, outdoor plants, etc. If you are supplying that material, okay, that compost, and you're recooking it, then that it's going to be good. Because I can go and buy 10 bags of compost, have it put under a microscope, and 9 of that is going to be so, one's going to be total garbage. But to get that next level, you're not generally going to buy it in a box store. You're going to find that next level compost in your own backyard, because you're going to create it. Or you're going to go and find somebody like Leighton Morrison, who's been doing this for years, who is making that compost, and it's full of life. And then you're going to have good compost. And just as a side note, guys, I know I talked about worm castings, and I consume worm castings. If you're eating a carrot out of the garden, fresh carrot, and you're just wiping the dirt off and chewing, you're getting a little bit of that dirt. You're getting some worm castings in there, just to let you know. Okay, if you got worms, they're everywhere. They're going through. Um, but having that is an amazing thing. Compost that you make yourself. If you look up Organic Alexa on Instagram, this young lady, she's an amazing. She helps put on Camp Compost down in Michigan. Her and oh gosh, uh, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Sorry, Chandler. Chandler. They do talks. They put on compost down in Michigan. He works for Wormies. He gets covered in worm castings all the time. But Organic Alexa, she literally makes shampoo and body wash out of compost. It's all biological. Remember, our skin, baby, it sucks that stuff in. So you want good compost, okay? It is going to give you an advantage from your neighbor that doesn't have any idea that your health comes from the biology, and that biology is in that compost. She's extracting that, using it on herself. It's no wonder, she looks so wonderful. She's got lush hair, beautiful skin. Ladies, there you go. The Orientals use the rice wash water the next morning to wash their faces. So they wash the rice at supper time, and then they put it out, they let it sit overnight, and they use that to wash. Now, that is one of the ways we make lactic acid bacteria. We use that rice wash water for the biological component to take and make labs. When you use that on your skin, ladies, that biology, wow, it's another level, it's another understanding. And that's how you can create a powerhouse. You can create your garden to be this wondrous place where the biology is working with each other, communicating with each other, transporting materials and molecules with each other throughout your soil system. Everything can work together. That's where Mother Nature had it planned this way. It took her millions and millions of years to create this system. We can help her, and that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to do things that can help Mother Nature by giving you guys this understanding of feeding the biology, which creates all organic life on our planet. Whether that's, in the ocean, on terra firma, in the air, everything has been put together by the biology. So feed your biology, and that's feeding your soil. That's where the foundation starts. When you're building a house, you start with that foundation, and you want to make that foundation strong. You want to make that powerhouse. You want your garden to be that amazing foundational place of life. Hey, why? You want it to exist at a different level, but you need to supply the components. If you want to drive a fancy sports car, you need to put tires on it. You need to put oil in the engine, gas in the gas tank. If you're not doing those things, then your sports car ain't going to go too far too fast, is it? You're going to be calling a tow truck and going, hey, I got no tires, man. Can you bring me some tires, buddy? Yeah, man. And some gas, too. I need that, too. The biology needs that gas. It needs those tires. Give it to the biology to break down. Give them that life that they need. Give them the moisture. Give them the different components. And don't go overboard, I guess would be the next key point I want to make. Okay. Leighton Morrison, the way he puts it is, don't be a moron. We as a species have this tendency. Okay. I put, a pound of this on, and wow, look at this. Well, hey, I'll put 10 pounds on. It's going to be 10 times better. Uh-oh, you just went balance beams. Poof. You put it out of balance. We need it here. We need everything to work together. We don't need things to be too much of this or too much of that. We've been having that for decades now, and look what has happened to our life in the soil. Look at what has happened to the food we're eating, having such a small amount of nutritional value in it in comparison to what it was in 1920.